You know, a lot of black people, they talk about white supremacy. They talk a lot about being oppressed, but I'm trying to figure out in 2026 who exactly is oppressing black people because I'm not being oppressed. And if I were to be asked the question in terms of do I feel like I'm being oppressed, I would say I'm being oppressed by black people because I feel that black people are their own oppressors. They talk about white supremacy, but who actually is doing the oppressing? We could leave our house when we want. We could jump in our car when we want. Nobody is really holding us back. So who's doing the oppressing? It's a beautiful day, sunny out. Everything is good. I don't see nobody oppressing me. So why is it that black Americans, African Americans, whatever you want to call them, why do they have this victim mindset? Always worrying about white supremacy. Am I the only one that's tired of hearing that? Am I the only one who is tired of hearing black folk talk about they're being oppressed, always acting like a victim? You never hear any solutions. Most of you are at work. Maybe you're on the road right now, just going about your daily life. You don't got no time for all that BS, man. You got too much things on your plate right now to be worrying about some white supremacists and all this nonsense. That stuff to me is like it's just something to make us get upset, man. It's just to keep us angry. I think I think we're being attacked by blacks that want to profit off of our history in America of being oppressed in the past, meaning that we're not denying that blacks at one point was oppressed. We're not denying that. But in 2026, black people are not being oppressed. We're not on a plantation. We got jobs, we got houses, we got vehicles, we got bank accounts. We still build families. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. There's no invisible enemy. So we're not denying the history in this country. We're not denying that. What I'm trying to figure out for the life of me is why is it that black Americans continually want to live in the past and they don't want to move forward? They want to continually blame white people, white supremacy, and keep just focusing on all the problems. You never hear them talk about solutions. They never talk about that. You don't ever see them come online and say, okay, here's the solution. It's always a problem. They want us to be upset. They want us to be angry. And all it does, for the most part, is it keep us fighting one another. They keep us arguing with one another. Because When we talk about white supremacy, when we talk about all these topics, you don't see white people in these topics. You only see black folk arguing with each other. We're not on plantations, so why do we think like ninjas? Why do we think like slaves all the time? I don't like thinking like that. I like to think positive and you know, have a sense of value. And shout out to everybody coming in. Make sure you hit that like button. You already know how it is with YouTube. You know they play on my views. Salute to V Dub man in the building. You gotta hit that like button, man. It gotta come to the point, guys, where when you guys come to my live shows, man, y'all gotta be diligent when it comes to support, man. You guys have let me down big time, like a lot of y'all. The real ones that really rock with me, they know who they are. But for the most part, a lot of you that be in the clouds, y'all be playing these little games, y'all don't be hitting the like buttons, y'all don't be supporting the shows. And I'm out here working, putting out content, being diligent, speaking on real issues, and y'all don't hit the like button. You know, when I think of being oppressed, right, I don't think of white supremacy. I think of black supremacy. It's not white supremacy. When I think about African Americans and us being oppressed in America, it's coming from black Americans. Because I'm not being oppressed by white people. I'm being oppressed by black people. In what way? Oh, I can tell you that way. By them not hitting the like button, by them not viewing the content, by them not supporting the shows, by them hoping that I fall, by them sitting back laughing when I express my pain and my issues. If they really had love for black people, they would support black people. But then now, if I do content and it seems like the content is more so directed to uplift or build the white community, and then I start getting support from white people, start getting love from white people, then the black community will say that I'm a sellout, a coon, Sambo. But when I seek support from the black community, they don't give me no support. I get hate for speaking the truth. So who's really oppressing who? How many of you have been oppressed by your own people? How many of you have done business with black people and they don't even want to pay you? They ask for a hookup. You did the job, you did the task, and then when it was time to get paid, they didn't want to pay you. You told them what the price is, they looked at you like you crazy. Can I get the hookup? And you're like, what? Can I get my money? Come on, you can't hook a brother up? Bro, this ain't no brother stuff, bro. This right here is business, man. I don't know what it is with the black community, man. It's like when it comes to business, right? Why is it that as black folk, we feel that black people are not supposed to earn a dollar. Why do we feel that way? When you guys are at your 9 to 5 and I'm doing content like this, I'm at my 9 to 5. This is my 9 to 5 doing content. I'm not here for my health, guys. I'm here to support my family. That's what I'm here for. When you guys see me doing my content and I'm diligent, you know what's on my mind? Taking care of my family. Just like when you go to work, you don't go to work because you're trying to hang out with coworkers, you're trying to buddy up and be everybody's friends on the job. You're trying to earn a living, take care of your family. So, why is it that in the black community we fail to understand what economics and business is? It's almost like being black, we don't feel that we're supposed to have anything. It's as if though we pick and choose who we think deserve support. It's almost like you expect white people to have it, but when it comes to black people, you don't feel that it's necessary. See, here's the thing, guys. White supremacy is not the problem. The problem is us. We're very, very hateful. We're the kind of people that cannot depend on one another. It's so much going on in the world, and I have so many ideas and things to talk about. And it's like when I talk about them, nobody's listening. I understand everybody's busy, people got work, people got a job to do, and but a lot of folk they switched up. I could feel the energy. A lot of you cats, you switched up. Some of y'all used to rock with me. Some of y'all used to be cool. And it's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my car. Maybe it's my house. I don't know what it is that makes people irritated. I just don't get it because all of this stuff here, that's provided for my family so that they could be good. Because I understand that my time here is limited. And I understand that all of the things that I work for, um, it's going to be passed down to somebody else. It's something about material things that get people upset with other people. You know, when you're living in the ghetto, right, in the hood, in the projects, it feels like everybody like one another. It feels like everybody love one another when you're in the ghetto. The minute you get out the ghetto and you move out, it's like everybody switches up on you. And you could be the coolest person on earth, and it's like they don't see you as one of their own. It's like being that I used to work at a particular agency in New York before they let me go because I didn't take the so-called potion shot. I noticed that when I had the job, I could go, I can be on my day off, I can pull up and everybody greet me, hey, what up, what up? If I was to go back to the old location and kind of just pull up, a lot of people will act like they don't even know me no more. Why is that? Because I don't work there no more. So they don't feel I'm important. I've experienced that. And that's the disconnect that I feel with Black America. It's a disconnect where we talk about white supremacy, we talk about being oppressed, but we're the ones who are oppressing ourselves. We oppress ourselves, man. I have put out a lot of videos lately, diligently, putting out good information, good talking points, good commentary. And I could feel the energy of a lot of you folks. A lot of you want to see me down. And that's what oppression is. I don't feel that from white America. I feel that from black America. Oppression is when you purposely decided in your heart that you don't want to see this group of people make it. So you do everything in your power to limit their growth and their reach. A lot of you practice this on even on social media. You know that on social media, especially for myself as a content creator, I earn when you watch. I earn when you share my videos. So you decided, you said, hey, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to watch his videos. I'm not going to hit the like button. I'm not going to mention his name. That's oppression. That is what oppression is all about. It's no different than you're a black man, black woman, you start a business, and it's right in the black community. And nobody comes to your shop. They just act like you don't exist. They know you need money to survive. They know that you need their support. Each of you know this. You know this. But you harden your heart. And you say to yourself, I know that man is a family man. I know he got kids, but I want him to fail. That is oppression. So if I was to answer the question of, do I feel like I'm being oppressed in America? It's not by white people. It's by my people. Do you know in the Jewish community, they support one another and take care of one another? They support one another. And it's amazing because they have a certain way of treating their brothers. And you can see it. I admire that. I admire that about Jewish people. The way they are able to do business with one another. They're able to have their own schools. They're able to just function as a community. It's it's interesting to see. But then on the other hand, I hear black people talk about white supremacy and that we're being oppressed. And I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't see white people oppressing me. They're not oppressing me. I see black people doing it. I see it all on social media. See, in the real world out here where I'm at right now, I don't have no interactions because I stay to myself. My only interactions with people is via social media. And for the most part, uh, when it comes to blacks, it's like you get attacked, you get scolded, they laugh at you. You can't come to your community if you're going through anything. Whereas with the Jewish community, they share the wealth, they embrace one another. Same thing with the Asian community. Have you ever seen how Mexican people get along? Have you ever seen a group of Mexicans who uh, they work on a job and they gather all their friends and they build with one another? They don't let no one go without. You don't see that with Black Americans. You don't see that at all. We're a very selfish people. It's all about ourselves. Some of you that are viewing right now, you're not viewing because you support me. You're not viewing because you're pretty much wanting to get the message to learn. You're watching because you're waiting to see me fall. That's what you're waiting for. That's the only reason why you watch. You're not really trying to learn anything. You're just focusing on uh, the negativity. White supremacy is not affecting Black Americans. Black Americans is oppressing each other. That's the major issue right now. Black Americans, they're oppressing one another right now. In many different ways, we oppress one another. We oppress one another when it comes to business. We refuse to support Black businesses. Most of you are doing it right now. You will not go and support a Black business. You won't even do it. You will give your money to the white man. Think about this. You'll complain about white supremacy, racism, and all this stuff. But when you get your money, it goes into the hands of the white man. Every time. As soon as you get your paycheck, the money goes straight back to the white man. He's laughing because you don't understand what economics is like. You don't even understand what it means. That's why we're at the bottom. That's why we're at the bottom because we don't understand what it means. And it's not just about me in terms of you folks supporting me because I'm not selfish. I'm just giving you guys an understanding from where I'm at. If I was to talk about being oppressed and I give examples, I can articulate myself on what it does it mean to be oppressed in today's modern time. I'm not being oppressed by the white man, I'm being oppressed by the Black man, the Black woman. And I'm being oppressed because I'm very vocal in what I talk about. So if I don't talk about what Black folk feel I should be talking about, then they vote by saying, we want him to starve. So let's make sure that his family struggle. Let's make sure that we cut off all supply. That's the downside of social media. And I think this is why a lot of times most influencers pivot over into niches that really don't gather a Black audience. They more so focus on people that enjoy their content. Because again, in my humble opinion, when Black people feel that they're the ones that are sustaining you, they're going to do everything in their power to pull the plug because they figure they're supporting you. So it's sort of like the cancel culture. You hear this all the time on social media. We should cancel him. That's some crazy stuff. I think that's evil. I think that's evil. When people have a livelihood, a way in which they provide for their family, and you're trying to stop them from earning, that's some evil shit. That I don't do. I could disagree with someone. I could, you know, be enemies with somebody, but I'm not trying to mess up you providing for your family. That right there is a no no. That right there, you don't play with. And I find that in the Black community, they specialize in doing that. Even on your job. Some of you on your jobs right now, there are people trying to get you fired right now. Some of y'all are on your job. You got certain groups and people that don't like you, and they're always going to management, supervisors, complaining. And they're trying to get you fired, believe it or not. They're trying their best. And I know I've been there. I've been there where people try to get me fired on the job, and they had petitions. This is like in the early times, man, where when I first got on YouTube, they were trying to pretty much get me fired from my job. And they was having petitions because I was on YouTube talking about different topics. Imagine that, guys. I was on YouTube talking about topics. Never brought my YouTube to the job. Never did. But somebody must have learned about my platform. It was actually a dude, and he went and he shared it with all the women. Next minute, I'm being called into the office. Supervisor saying that I'm bashing black women and I'm doing this, and I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I got opinions. I have a social media that has nothing to do with my job. And they was like, well, the ladies feel that you're talking about them, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I have a public platform. It has nothing to do with the workplace. And they were trying to get me fired. They were literally trying to get me fired because of my opinions. Out here in North Carolina, right? I see how white people move. They move different. They move totally different. They focus a lot on building, taking care of business, standing on principles. And even if we're all different and we don't see eye to eye, I notice one thing with them is that when it comes to business and taking care of things, they get it done. And there's no BSing around when it comes to business. They do what they got to do. But when it comes to us, it's always like I can't explain it. It's like a crab in a barrel mentality. I mean, think about how many of you out there are being oppressed by your own people. You're literally being oppressed by blacks. And some of y'all are in denial about it, but you're being oppressed by your own people because your own people is trying to their best to prevent you from reaching your goals. They're trying their best. You see, all of us that really live life and go through things, right? A lot of it is because we're struggling to survive in a world that at one point been oppressing us to destroy us. And we managed throughout history and throughout our bloodline, we managed to overcome these issues. And now it's at a point where the once oppressor have no power over us no more. Because now we're able to do things with our lives. But now there's a new oppressor, and that's our own people, you know? Our own people. A lot of you have goals that you've given up on because at one point in time, nobody supported you. Some of you had to uh, get a job to forget about you and forget about your talents because you probably had a child or whatever. And I get it. You have responsibilities. Your children come first. You had to go get a job. I get it. But even though You got that job, you still have no time to really focus on the gifts that you got. And a lot of times people talk you out of it and refuse to encourage you because they don't want to see you ever get there, not realizing that gift and talent that you got is really designed to open up doors for other people. I think that one of the biggest tragedies with Black Americans is that there are certain people within our community that are supposed to be successful so that you can be successful, but you don't see it that way. You see it as they just want to be successful so they could just kind of hoard things up for themselves. And what we end up doing is we end up cutting off our own blessings. I find that most Black Americans that are successful and have money, they really never do anything for anyone else. Whereas the people that struggle, that really, if they had the money, oh, they'll be doing all sorts of things for people. And it's like we don't want those people to get into a position of power. I always say that the devil want the real people that have hearts to remain at a certain level so they can never fulfill what they were born to do. If you could keep them down, keep them struggling, keep them in a state of survival, they'll never get to the point where they are really making changes in the community. You know, some of you have talents and abilities in you that is supposed to help other people. But in order for that to happen, people have to support you to put you in a position where you're able to be who you are. And for some reason in our community, we don't do that. In the Jewish community, they do that. In the Asian community, they do that. In the East Indian community, they do that. They know who are the talented ones in the community and they build those people up because they know that those people have the blessings that opens up doors. Imagine this particular guy, what's his name? The Microsoft guy, Bill Gates, that's his name. Imagine if Bill Gates never accomplished his goal. Think about all of the people that work for Microsoft. Think about the many families that are being provided for because of one man's vision. His vision opened the doors for many. Look at YouTubers like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast on YouTube, he's a billionaire. Imagine that. I look at things like that and I say to myself, if my viewers wanted me to be a millionaire, they can make that happen overnight. They really could. They can make that happen overnight, but they don't. And this is why I say that's oppression. I've been on social media from 2006, primarily on YouTube. And it's been a battle, a struggle, year after year after year after year. People don't acknowledge you. People try their best to sabotage everything you do. And I'm so good at what I do that I know I'm being oppressed via social media. It's not my content, it's the system, it's the people that watch. They're the ones who are the oppressors. Somebody said, what's the solution? The solution is I just repeated it and you ain't listening. Do you see what I mean? You're asking me what's the solution. And I just told you. I'm telling you, man. And see, it's people like you that is the biggest pieces of shit that can possibly be available in today's day. It's people like you. You're asking about a solution, but you really don't care. You're only there to complain to get a reaction out of me. That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. You're not here for a solution. You're here to be a dick. And that is what we get from the black community. Do you see this, guys? That person is not here because they have a heart of compassion. They're trying to understand. They're here to be a dickhead. They're not here for no support. They're not here to offer no encouragement. They're not here. You want to know what oppression is like? It's what you're doing. That's oppression. And it comes from black people. So, congratulations. You fell in the trap of what I mean by oppression. It's not white supremacy, it's black supremacy. People like you who come here not because you got love for me, you're here to try to get a reaction out of me so you can say, uh-huh, see, that's why. That's what you're doing. That's why it's no problem for me to cuss you out because you're not a supporter of mine. So I don't even know why you're here. Think about it. Look, guys, I want you to look at this person's comments. He said, this guy is weird, man. But he's watching me. He's watching me, guys. He's watching me. Okay, let's see what we got. You're still in the comments running your mouth, getting upset because you can't handle the truth. You know? I don't even know why the person is there. And then they're saying block, block. No, we're not blocking you. We want you to stay there so that you can continue to waste your time. You know? Shout out to, let me see, is that ever what? I can't even pronounce this whole name here. This is I'm just gonna say ever um is it Everett? I'm not sure. My apologies with your name. That's a lengthy name, but I'm just gonna say ever, right? Shout out to you for the $100 support. Um, I'm trying to read the comment. I can't even see the comment. Oh, okay. It says from a business perspective. Wait, from a business perspective, only I've observed you don't have an educational problem. You have a likability problem. A healthy blend of both are. It's not showing the whole comment. Are we back? Okay. Let me see if I can find that comment because I can't even see it. Okay, now I see it. All right. From a business perspective only, I've observed you don't have an educational problem. You have a likability problem. A healthy blend of both are necessary to thrive. Um, I disagree. I'm gonna explain why. Um, it's not a likability problem. It's an oppressive problem. If I let me explain it like this. I'm not kissing nobody's ass in order for them to like me. I'm a grown man, right? People will like or dislike you based on what you talk about, which means it's all subjective. Today, I can talk about something you're interested in. You'll like my content. The next day, I might speak against Muslims. You might be a Muslim. Now you took offense to what I'm saying. Now you no longer like me. That's how it is on social media. People flip flop every day. You understand? People just don't want to hear the truth. I've been here since 2006. If I wasn't likable, nobody would be watching me. So what people try to do is make you feel like you got to be likable, like I'm new to this. I've been doing this for years, which means I've tweaked, fine-tuned, got better, and improved my craft. And all that gotten from the black community is nothing but hate, you know? Nothing but hate. I've seen black people say, we need to get him back to the projects. And I'm like, wow, you want me to go back to the projects? That's what you want for me? That makes you feel better? Wow, it's amazing. I would have thought you want me to do better. Isn't that what we always say, that a black man's supposed to take care of his family? So why people ain't happy for me? That's why I wish my mom was still alive. She was the only one that supported me. My mom. She was the only one that was there, no matter what, no matter all the criticism, all the junk. I used to tell her all the stuff that's going on social media. And she would always tell me, oh, ignore those people. They just mad because you're blessed. She was the one that always was there, you know? It's crazy. And you know what's even more sickening about social media is when you have people that come to the live stream, right? They didn't watch the beginning of the show. They come in the middle of the show and they ask stupid questions like, where's white supremacy? Or what's the topic? And all this other dumb stuff. They're not even paying attention to nothing, guys. That is extremely annoying, man. That adults don't even know how to use social media. Imagine walking into a live stream and you don't look at nothing. You don't read the title. You don't look at the duration of where the video is, how long the influencer been speaking. And you don't even say to yourself, you know what? Let me go to the beginning so I can know what we're talking about. Let me not do that. Let me come into the chat and be dumb. And then when they're ready, they say, "Oh, you need to be likable. You need to." No, I don't need to be none of that stuff. That is subjective. I told you already. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've had people that used to rock with my platform. They used to support my platform, and they totally just stopped the minute I started to talk about stuff that they're not into, and they don't even know how to say, "Well, okay, I don't agree with him, but I still rock with him. I still support him." They got personal and was like, well, since that's what you believe, I'm pulling all my support. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. Be out. And it was all black people that did this. And I'm like, that's cool. Listen, life have a way of rewarding the people that been oppressed. We talk a lot about reparations. We talk a lot about all these different things. The most amount of oppression I've achieved or pretty much been through have come from my own people, not from white people. It's been from my own people who've been trying their best to stop me from growing. But again, life have a way of changing things around. Now, here's the problem. What about when things turn around? What about then? Because most people that been through the things like me, when life turned things around, a lot of times people become cold. I'm trying not to be that person. That's one of the biggest struggles I got right now is not becoming cold, not becoming a heartless person. Because, sometimes that's like the best solution because it's like when you've been put down by your own people, you've been mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and then you finally get to the point where you are very successful. And now you just have a I don't give a fuck mentality. I don't want to be that guy because those are some fucked up people, man. They're cruel. They look down on people. They shit on their own people. And there's a lot of black people like that who at one point they struggled their whole life. Nobody was ever there. And then they finally made it, bro. They finally made it. And now, rather than being that good, compassionate person that was full of love, cared about people, now they don't even care about nobody no more. They just have this attitude now of, I ain't doing nothing for nobody. And it's like, damn. And what people don't understand is when people been really hated and oppressed and beaten up by their own people, that stuff make you hate people, fam. That stuff will make you not like your own people, man. It really does. And there's a lot of people that agree with that. It's just that y'all don't have the balls to say what's on your mind, you know? Gotta hold the camera. Get some air in here. So, let me see. Hold on. You don't hear none of that noise, right? I don't think it's that loud. This damn sun is beaming, man. Gotta block this thing. My phone gonna overheat. Hold on. I should have took my thing from the window and bring it over here. Let me see. What this person said 7 years ago. You was remixing music videos. What's your point? What's your point? Are you being sarcastic? What's the deal? Well, it's I don't try to please people. I just try to be me. You know what I'm saying? I try to be me, do what I got to do, and people just switch up. You know how it is. People switch up. They go their own way. They get upset, and it is what it is. I'm gonna keep pushing, doing what I do. You know. All I'm saying is just be reminded. You know what I'm saying? Because all that hate, that stuff got a price, man. Remember what I just told you a few minutes ago about being cold. Just remember that, man. Remember that, bro. Because when a man go through that type of struggle, when a man go through that type of pain, when a man have to deal with people that are trying their best to destroy him, and then that man finally get to the point where he always wanted to be, it's gonna be a whole different ball game, man. I promise you, it's gonna be a whole different ball game because I understand why certain people are the way they are. I understand now. I used to always look at certain people like let's say like people like let's say you have like a Jay-Z, uh different people that are famous and how they just stay to themselves and just do their own thing. I'm only gonna let this thing stay on for a little bit. Matter of fact, let me turn this thing off. Just wanted to put some air in, you know. Let me set up this setup back again. Bring some air in. And you see people talking all this crap about they living in their SUV, they living in their car. That's a damn lie. You ain't living in no car and don't got no air. You're gonna die. Right? Yeah, so a lot of times people they they sit back and they play these games. They talk about white supremacy. They talk about the white man oppressing us as black people, but it's really us that's oppressing us. It's not the white man. The white man is not doing anything. I find that influencers that keep talking about the white man are using that as a niche in order to make money. In other words, every day they come on social media and they keep talking about the white man is doing this and oppression, and they're making blacks angry And if the truth be told, the white man is not doing anything. It's us. We're oppressing one another. We're oppressing each other. You see? And then when you've been oppressing this person or this group, and then they end up being successful, now what? Let me give you a good example of all this mess. All right. You got this YouTuber, right? Anton. He's supposedly supposed to be some sort of millionaire now, right? And the ones who made him a millionaire are you, the people. You made him a millionaire. Now people hate him, not just disagreements, because I disagree with him. I don't hate him. I disagree with him. At the same time, a lot of people are speaking extremely negative of him to the point where they're trying to destroy him. But it's difficult to do that when he already have his money. You should have did that when he didn't have money. So that's what's oppressive too. It's when blacks realize that certain people were able to become successful and then they try to sabotage them, it's too late. Once they already got their money, you wasting your time at this point trying to hate. Well, we ain't watching his videos no more. It's too late. Once a person have reached a certain level and they're able to command the algorithm, no matter what you say or do, they're going to remain successful. They're going to keep on making money. You ain't going to be able to stop them. You should have stopped them before they started making money. See, if I got 5 million in my bank account and you're online talking about I'm unsubscribing, I don't give a fuck. I got $5 million in my bank account. You saying you're unsubscribing is not bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I just started out and I don't got no subscribers and I need you to view my content in order for me to get paid, then that would be something that would be of some sort of concern because losing a faithful viewer is no different than losing a customer from a store. Now, if you're a person who don't even view my platform, you don't even watch my videos, and you say, well, I'm unsubscribing, but you're never here to watch my videos, I don't really care, you know? And another thing, when it comes to being likable, when you're on social media, right, you're not supposed to be an actor in order to be liked by people. You're supposed to be you. You're supposed to be your natural self. If people cannot accept you for who you are and you got to act in order for people to like you, that's a lot of work. That means you got to wear many different personalities. You got to act like so many different people. That's too much time. I can't do that. I can't sit around acting like this in order to make you happy. And then when another person come in, I got to make them happy. And it's like, I got to make all, no, I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not doing none of that type of stuff. When it comes to doing content, I'm not even one-sided. I'm balanced. I'm a balanced individual. Balance is the key in everything in life. Balance. A false balance is an abomination. Even the Bible says that. So I focus on balance. But a lot of times with black people, they don't see balance. They see, oh, you're against black people, or you speak against black people, so we don't like you because you're speaking against black people. And that been one of the biggest issues. And the reason why a lot of you viewers switched up on me, right? If I can tell you how it happened, it's because you listen to influencers who talk about me. And because you listen to those influencers, you have to understand those influencers just want to make money. That's all they care about, you know? Well, I have many best videos. But it might be a best video to you, but if nobody's watching the videos, there's no earnings on those videos. So it's just collecting dust. That's all it is. It's a lot of videos that could be the best, but if nobody's watching the videos, it's just collecting dust. Like I said, if my viewers wanted me to become a millionaire tomorrow, that can happen today. The truth is, they don't want me to. They want me to remain where I'm at. And to me, that's oppression. Because when Kevin Samuels was here, they made him a millionaire. And they just kept on giving all their money. And his show, although it was entertaining, it never really lifted the black community. It never did. He just kept you entertained. So it's almost like you got to entertain people and keep them dumbed down in order for them to support you. You can't be a person who is a voice of reason. You can't speak the truth. If you speak the truth, they're going to hate you. You know, I mean, I know that. I know that by speaking the truth, I know it means you're going to be hated. It is what it is, you know? People don't like to hear that, especially blacks. They hate hearing the truth. Accountability for black people is kryptonite. They hate it. They don't like hearing that stuff. You share that, they get upset. For real, for real. Um, let me see. You said talk about American black women and they will make you rich. Look at Tommy, Kevin, Angry Man, Fresh and Fit. The list goes on and on. Um, you can't really do that, to be honest with you. Tommy's success on YouTube was because of him bashing black women, but it cost him everything. See, there's always a price that you got to pay. He got banned from YouTube because of that kind of content. You can't do that because that's considered hate speech. It's one thing to have criticisms of black women and you are speaking in a constructive way. That's one thing. But when you are bashing them repeatedly every day, cussing them out, calling them bitchs and all this other junk, and you're doing this repeatedly every single day, that is called hate speech. That's going to get you in trouble. That's what messed him up. Yes, he had success, but it was short lived because he kept abusing women. So if you try that today, it's not going to work. But I get your point. If you come on camera bashing women, you'll have an army of disgruntled, angry black men who have no relationships with women. They will subscribe to your channel and support you because they hate women, you know? But I don't do that type of stuff. I don't got time to be bashing women all day. I could critique women. I can make content where I critique them, yes. But just sitting online bashing women to entertain a bunch of dudes, I'm not doing that. That's a waste of my time. I'm on my grown man business. I don't got time for all that stupid, goofy stuff. You know, any man you see arguing and cursing women out all day, that's a guy that don't like women. You know what I'm saying? He must like men. Because here's the thing, guys. If every black man, right, and I'm saying black because I'm talking about the context of white supremacy versus uh African Americans, right? I'm sure I got white folk, white men, women that watch my platform too. So I'm not making this a black thing, even though I'm talking about black folk. It could be any type of man. For example, in the white community, they have a movement called Megto, men going their own way, which was started by white men. and these white men were fed up with what was going on in the dating scene, and they decided, hey, we're going to go our own way. We're going to get into the gym and leave these women alone. Now, in the black community on social media, whether you call it the black manosphere or whatever the case is, because originally it was the white manosphere, and then they made a black manosphere, you have a lot of black men that are upset with the dating game. And I've always said that if you were to take every black man that's on social media that bash women and hate women and give them the woman of their dreams, the most beautiful woman ever, those men would not even be on social media. They would not even be on social media because they all got a woman. You know, they all got a woman, guys. So they would not be on social media arguing, talking about red pill this and these women ain't ish and blah blah. They wouldn't be doing that because why? They all got a woman. You know, that's the problem. So when it comes to this whole white supremacy thing, guys, it's a myth. Yes, there are such people, such thing as white supremacists that are in the world, but on social media, black commentators label everyone as a white supremacist because that's how they get paid. So if they want to make money, they'll say Donald Trump is a white supremacist. They'll say Charlie Kirk is a white supremacist. They'll say this person's a white supremacist. They'll label everybody as a white supremacist because they want to use that white supremacy talking point to infuriate black people to keep them watching their videos. That's how they make money. They really don't care. You know, it's a niche. It's how they get paid, guys. They really don't care about the community. It's all about business. You know, I mean, when Charlie Kirk died, I was defending Charlie Kirk on my platform. I was defending him because the black community was calling him a racist. They were calling him all these negative names. And I'm like, when was the guy ever a racist? He was not a racist. And even me saying that gets black people upset. And it's like, you cannot win with black folk, guys. You're not allowed to have an opinion of your own. Once you do, cancel. Let's cancel him. It's really sick, man. Really, really sick. But we'll get up on out of here, guys, because it's getting pretty hot in this car. You know what I'm saying? It's getting hot. And I don't want to have the car running with all that noise, you know? Uh, what's ridiculous? What's ridiculous? I don't know. I just saw like the end of your comment, so I'm saying ridiculous. Do you think Kevin Samuels would still have success on YouTube if he was still alive? I think Kevin Samuels would have had his own show on Netflix. Kevin Samuels was bigger than YouTube. That's why they killed him. I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels. At the same time, um, I feel that if he was still here, he wouldn't even be on YouTube. He would have outgrown YouTube, and he would have had a show on Netflix. He would have got a deal. They would have gave that man a big contract, a big deal with Netflix, and he would have had his show similar to the pop the balloon lady, whatever her name is. She had that show on YouTube, Pop the Balloon, and at first I liked her show. I thought it was a great idea, but then I realized that she's greedy. All she wants is money. She started flagging everybody's videos, copyright, and it just ruined everything. I stopped doing videos with that content because what most people don't understand is the reaction niche actually helps you to grow. If you're a content creator and someone is reacting, right, that's helping your brand. So to copyright strike everybody, is bad business. So even though she got a deal, I'm not sure if she got a deal with Netflix or somebody for that show. Kevin would have got the same thing. Kevin would have got a better deal. You said Kevin was what? He was too hated, Ringo? Nah. Uh he wasn't hated. Listen, if Kevin was hated, he would have been canceled. Even though Kevin had a lot of criticism about black women accepted Kevin because Kevin understood how to communicate with women. Kevin Samuels had a talent for how to communicate with women that was different from how black men in the so-called black manosphere communicated with women. Kevin knew how to have the conversation and make it entertaining and make women want to call his show. If he was hated, women would never call his show. You understand? They killed him because people didn't want him to remain successful. Listen, when Kevin was here, other influencers weren't eating. They weren't able to grow because Kevin was too big. So there was a hit put out on him to kill him. I already talked about this in my videos. Kevin Samuels was murdered, guys. He was murdered. It was an inside job. You know, they really murdered that man. You said what? White America has to change their train of thought towards black people? No, they don't. No, they don't. See, the problem with I have with that comment is it's an entitlement comment. You feel you're entitled that everybody else got to change how they see black people. No, they don't have to change anything because what they think about black people have nothing to do with us. What we got to change is how we see each other. That's the core problem. White people can do whatever they got to do. Asians can do whatever they got to do. Other ethnic groups can think whatever they want to think about black people. It is about how we think about each other. That's what matters. Because I can't change them. I cannot change what other groups of people think about black people. You know good and well, other groups talk negative about blacks every now and then. You know that. You know this. This is very common knowledge. So, and I'm not saying all white people do this, but let's just be honest. I cannot control how other groups speak, just like they can't control how I speak. There's times where I might be talking about white folk and how they are and what I think, and I'm doing that behind the closed doors of my house. A white person don't know what I'm talking about, and they shouldn't care. That's just my thoughts and my opinions. But we, as a community, should change the way we see one another because we're causing more harm and damage to ourselves by how we treat one another. You know, this lawn is really looking good, man. Really looking good. Beautiful sunlight. The lawn is green, 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 green. Let me see. That's what matters. How we treat each other. Yeah, that's the main. That's the main game. Well, I don't care. See, here's the thing. You're worried about what white people think of you. First of all, what you see on social media that comes from a social media platform does not represent the totality of what white America think about black people. I think that's wrong to just assume that okay, that's what they think of us. No, that's what a group of racists think of you. That does not identify all white people. No different than if a black man is saying something about white people, a white person should never look at what that one person said in a chat room and conclude, oh, that's how black people see us. What? I don't really care, to be honest. I don't care what a racist hate group think about me because I'm not watching it. That has nothing to do with me. They cannot tell me when I could come in and when I could go out. They cannot tell me nothing, you know. Last time I was on Telegram was when I was in New York, and it was when I was a part of a scooter group. I don't even use that app, so I really don't care. We got to stop giving attention to stuff that is just hateful and sick and leave it alone, you know? It's just like by me sitting in this car, man, I tell you, man, this stuff is wild, bro. Let me crack this door for a little bit. Let some air in. I don't feel like turning on the engine. When you're in a car and it get really, really hot, right? Now, the reason why I open the door, right, is to give you a warning, right? I want you to take this warning. The reason why I cracked the door is inside the car is very, very hot. It doesn't matter if you're an adult or what. Sometimes you could be doing a live show like this, and I could be here, and because it's so hot, I could be talking to you guys, and I could just pass out and end up dead. Literally, that can happen. You can pass out because of the heat, and it happens suddenly. You know, like people get heat strokes and stuff like that. So that's why I cracked the door open so that some air can flow. But take that as a warning because some people think, oh, I got it. Oh, I'll know when to turn on the car, or I know when to roll down my window. It might be too late. You know, you got to recognize the signs. You know, it starts with you feeling a burst of heat. Like you start feeling a certain way, that's when you need to take action before something go wrong. That's why when you see people that leave their kids in their car, that's crazy, man. Or they leave their dogs in their car. Even if you have the window cracked, that's not enough. They can the you know, it can really mess them up, you know. But I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. Just wanted to have a little talk about these issues. I'm gonna do more videos about this type of stuff. I'm gonna do more because we need to have this conversation. We need to have the conversation of what it means to support one another. And again, it's not just about supporting me. It's not about just me. It's about in general. We have to learn how to support one another. We have to learn how to see one another as kinfolk rather than enemies. And we have to learn how to agree to disagree, you know, agree to disagree. You know, you might have a different opinion about something than me. That doesn't mean I got to hate you for it. I'm pretty sure a lot of my viewers may not agree with everything I say. I don't want an echo chamber. I don't want that. I'm sure most of my supporters, they got their disagreements, but they just keep it moving. You know what I mean? And if it was really that serious, they'll just address it and say, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? This is what I agree with. This is what." Then I got people that agree with me 100%. You know, so it's I don't know, man. It's um it's really sad how we have fallen to this hoax of white supremacy, and it's really black influencers that are doing it. I believe that most black influencers that are on social media are the new politicians, like not necessarily politicians, but the new civil rights activists. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in a negative way. They're the new civil rights activists who are here to keep black people down. I believe that's what they're doing, keeping black people down. So I'm gonna get up on out of here, man. Do what I got to do, and it is what it is, man. You know, that's about that, man. Dog watching me. Yeah, so I'm gonna get up on out of here. Gotta take care of some business. So that's about it, guys. I'll be back later on. Do what I gotta do. It's very quiet out here right now. Very, very quiet. Real quiet. Real quiet. Oh, shit. I can't even see this thing. Could you see this? Hold on. Could you see? I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm not sure if you could see it. I can't even see my screen. The screen is black. Let me get back here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna pretty much go take care of business, do what I gotta do. I gotta make some runs. And that's about it, man. Let me say it. A lot of what? Why is my screen like that? Screen is dirty, man. Hold on a second. Oh, that's the one here. Well, that's better. Okay. Now it looks like it's clean enough, right? Yeah. You said Ringo be reading whatever comment he want. Let me explain something to you because I don't think you understand. You saying he reads whatever comment he want. You supporting my show? Are you are you posting a super chat where I can actually see your comment? Because if you're not, you need to just be quiet. Do you understand? My job is not to sit here reading everybody's comment. If you want your comment read, you hit the super chat. That way I can see your comment and I'll read it. But if you come in with an entitlement mindset, nobody's reading your comment. I'm doing a show. I'm communicating and I'm talking. I cannot talk and read comments all day. So I pick and choose what I want to read. You know, it's crazy when people like this say stuff. Now watch this, guys. Watch this person here. Says shouldn't take it serious, brother. Damn. You got to lay off the emotions. It's people like that, guys, that is just like real um something's wrong with them. It's like I don't know if they're stupid or they just dumb as hell. Like you guys, you come over here and you say I shouldn't take this serious. So you're basically telling me that you're a fucking idiot. Why post a comment? Why post a comment if you're going to also tell me I shouldn't take you serious? You're an adult. You should want people to take you serious. You shouldn't post stupid comments and then when somebody respond, then you try to make them look like something's wrong with them for responding to you when you're posting stupid comments. It don't make no damn sense, man. Y'all got to stop doing that dumb stuff, bro. Like for real, man. It don't make no sense. Like why do that for? Let me put your dumb ass on the block list, man. A fucking idiot. Stupid ass people, bro. Like seriously, I don't got no time for that dumb shit, bro. Like if you're gonna come here, be an adult. You know, be an adult. And then the idiot gonna say, okay, then just go ahead and leave. Get the fuck off the platform, man. And see, this is why a lot of people have a mentality of just not giving a fuck no more. Because it's people like that, bro. I cannot stand people like that, bro. They come to the platform only to irritate you and talk stupid stuff, man. That's why I just stay to myself and I don't talk to nobody and I just stay to myself. A lot of people are fucking dumb, bro. Like, seriously. They just try their best to annoy you. They try to get under your skin all day. They don't have no other purpose, just to do stupid stuff. Let's see if we could irritate him. Let's see if we could get him. Bro, that's just being dumb, man. Seriously. So that's about it, man. And then when you respond, they get mad at you. So now I'm the bad guy. Well, you shouldn't even respond. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy no matter what I do. I'm the bad guy for speaking the truth. I'm the bad guy for responding. I'm the bad guy every damn time. I mean, you cannot win with people, bro. I don't know what the fuck you saying overly emotional. Why the fuck you even here? Like, see, this is the problem. You got people that's telling me as a black man, you can't be overly emotional about this. Like, this is what I mean. You're not allowed to be yourself when you're dealing with people. They criticize everything you do, bro. Everything. And this is why most celebrities and most people don't want nobody to know their business, man, because some of y'all just too damn stupid and nosy. It's like a person can't even be themselves. You criticize every single thing a person do. A person can't even take a shit, bro. If they do it, oh, they did it the wrong way. Well, how did they take a shit? Well, they sat on the toilet, they didn't crouch the right way. Uh, let's talk about it. You can't even do anything anymore. You're being overly emotional. Man, shut up. Talking a bunch of shit. I'm the one basically checking all these people that's talking shit. I ain't letting them come over here telling me how to be and how to move and what I need to do and all this other stuff. No, as soon as they come in, I'm dealing with them straight up, telling them about themselves, man, doing what I need to do. You know, I'm not going to let them tell me, oh, don't talk, don't respond. They be trying to control every little aspect of my life like I'm supposed to just do whatever they want. I'm not doing that mess. Nah. It's not gonna happen like that, man. You know? So that's about it, gang. I'm gonna get up on out of here, do what I gotta do, and that's it. So appreciate everybody supporting the show, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, do what you gotta do. I'm gonna head on back inside, and that's about it. All right, so peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. It is what it is, and that's that. All right, so y'all take care. Peace and blessings. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.